Okay, so we live. Hi, I'm Chef Nomisa, so I'm gonna wait for people to join in. It's a bit awkward because I can see my back. Anyway. So you can see me from different angles now. Right, so I'm just gonna wait for lots of people to join in, and then after that, I'm gonna run through because I only have about 45 minutes, and I will start a bit early. I'm just gonna let it run for 5 minutes or so before I start, so get everyone to join in. So we're gonna be cooking prawn curry. So I'm just gonna show you how to make this curry paste. So I just want to say hello to everyone. Okay. I better move the camera because it looks awkward with my back. So I'm just gonna adjust the camera a bit. That's better. Let's have a look. It's funny. Okay, right. So 2 more minutes, and then after that, I can start cooking. Hello, Az. How are you? So I think it's about 8 o'clock. Is it 8 o'clock? Yeah, 8 o'clock now in Malaysia. Hello, Miranda. I can see the echoes. Let me just turn this off a bit. I'm trying to have 2 cameras so at least you can see all the ingredients I'm chopping. Let me just. So. Go setting. Sound. Okay, let's see who else is in. Hello, Hamiwa. Waalaikumsalam Hadi. Waalaikumsalam Hadi. Salam dari Malaysia. Lama tak jumpa chef and seeing masak lah macam ni. Can't wait to see you too. Okay, this is yeah. So I'm gonna do the prawn curry. So I'm gonna show you like some tips as well, and it's all about healthy eating. So yeah, so lots of ingredients here, but I chose the name prawn curry because actually if you prepare everything in advance, obviously it's gonna be really quick to cook this prawn curry. Okay, so for anyone happy cooking, thank you. As I'm just reading the comments on my laptop here. This keeps coming in. Hello, Fendi from Maldives. Wow, that's exciting. I bet you get lots of sorts of seafood, everything. That must be really fresh. That's one of my bucket lists actually to go to Maldives. Just gonna wait for a couple more minutes and then after that we can start cooking. Oh, well, I'm gonna start cooking. Let's see who else. Good. Okay. Right. So I'm gonna start cooking now because I only have about 45 minutes because after this, Zaliha's gonna be online cooking for the Masters of Malaysian Cuisine. So she's gonna be cooking, and then I think Renee is gonna be co-hosting. Okay. So I'm gonna introduce this dish, what I call prawn curry, right? So there's a reason why I call it that. But first thing first, I'm gonna run through with you the ingredients that what you need for this prawn curry. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna flip the camera. Let's see. So these all the we're gonna prepare the paste for the curry. Yeah. So we need all those basic ingredients for the paste like shallots, and then we have ginger, garlic. Okay. So not many people have the access of the something sour like tamarind. Okay. So instead of like using tamarind, so I just replace it with lime. Okay. So we're gonna get the juice. And the chili, normally I would prefer to use the dried chilies, right? But again, not many people like to keep dried chilies in the kitchen cupboard, so I'm just gonna use the normal chili, red chili, right? So if you want something spicy, and then you can add more chilies if you want to, okay? And then we have ginger as well. So shallot, I'm gonna use I'm using banana shallot. So if you use the Asian shallots, the smaller version, so just add in about 4 or 5, yeah. And then we have the spices. So all this ground cumin, coriander, and also paprika. Paprika just to give a bit of color to the curry. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to chop all these ingredients together. But while waiting for that to prepare the paste, so I have here coconut milk, which I'm going to heat up first. So it takes about 5 minutes or so. So let's do that. So first I'm gonna bring to boil, and then after that I'm gonna reduce the heat to low, and then cook it for like 3 minutes. So this is kind of similar to the east coast of Malaysia. They have this nasi dagang. They have the fish curry, and then they always like cook this way. They always heat up the coconut milk first. So this is about 200 ml. There's no oil whatsoever. Okay. Let's see who else is online. We got more people now. Good. Got Mel brother. So hopefully you're feeling better today. You have been well. So while waiting for that, and I'm gonna chop all this. Yeah. So I have these shallots. Chopping board plastic, not my favorite actually. So I have here the garlic. Okay, so garlic we're gonna add in about a couple of cloves. So just roughly chop all these ingredients together. Okay, so we're gonna blend, and we have the ginger. Yeah. And then chili. I'm gonna keep the seeds on, yeah, so you don't have to throw away the seeds. So just roughly chop this. Sorry, it's a bit noisy. So now, just gonna blend all these ingredients together. So this is something that you can prepare in advance, which I'm gonna tell you, share with you the tip, yeah. So what you can do in future, and then you can add all these spices together. So we have 3 types: paprika, coriander, and also cumin. Okay, so I'm gonna post the recipe after this, so you can have it. Then we have fish sauce, which I'm just gonna add about a teaspoon. So that will be enough. A teaspoon. Looks like the coconut milk is boiling now. So I'm gonna reduce the heat. So keep it low heat. Just show you what it looks like. I just noticed that this is actually not the best quality of coconut milk. You can see that it's not kind of thick enough, right? So my favorite brand is actually called Chaco, right? So it's quite thick. If you can get that brand, it's even better. Of course, if you're in Malaysia, so you get the fresh one, yeah? So I'm just gonna get a wooden spoon. I'm just gonna stir this. Yeah, it's not creamy enough to my liking, so I think it's just a cheap one actually. Okay, so just leave it simmer it on the low heat, because what we want to do is we want to thicken up this coconut milk. So I'm just gonna let it simmer, right? And just carry on with this paste. Don't forget to tell me where you're watching from, okay? So we have all the spices there. So we have the fish sauce. So now I'm just gonna squeeze the lime juice. Lime to get the juice. And if you don't want to add in lime, you can always just add tamarind, about a tablespoon of tamarind. And if you don't have both tamarind and also lime, you can add vinegar, about a tablespoon. Rice vinegar is always the best, yeah, to give that sourness effect to it. But again, because we're going to use tomatoes in this curry, so it's going to be quite sour actually, which is good. Complement well with prawn. Okay, so now I'm just going to add a dash of water. I'm going to blend this. Sorry, it's going to be a bit noisy. I'm going to add a bit more water to it because I think it's quite dry. Just going to turn that a bit. I'm struggling to open this now. Here we go. Oh, it's got spicy already. Try to get as fine as you can. Yeah? Let's have a look. Let's see. There you go. So it's nice and fine. Yeah. Whoa, spicy as well. I'll just put this away first. Okay, so this is ready. Now this is a stage when you can keep this actually. And then if you want to prepare this in advance, you can always just like freeze it if you want to as well. Yeah. You can see a bit of garlic that is still not kind of. Don't like to waste things. I'm just going to put a bit of water just to rinse this a bit. Oh, try not to make a mess. I'll probably make that. There we go. Good. Right. Try to get more on here. Okay, so there you go. So that's the paste. Yeah, so the curry paste. Right, so it looks like the coconut milk kind of thickened up. Let me just show you. Yeah, you can see it. So if you use the fresh coconut milk, you're gonna get like the oil kind of start separating. Yeah, so kind of split. But obviously this is not a good quality coconut milk. I'm not gonna tell which brand, but but it's good enough for today. That's good enough. So now, so the paste can go in. And you can put the heat up again to medium heat. Now, another ingredient that this is optional actually. You want to add in or not? You can add in like a teaspoon of brown sugar or white sugar as well. Some people don't like sugar in their cooking, but I'm just gonna add about half teaspoon. You can always add together with the paste just now when you blend it together. Yeah. And let it cook like for a couple of minutes. And while waiting for that, so I'm gonna chop the tomato. So cut it into 8. I need to sharpen my knife actually. It's quite blunt. And you probably noticed that I didn't put any salt in it because obviously you can get the saltiness from fish sauce. So I have the tomato ready, and then I have the frozen peas. Just gonna put them all together. Let's see if there's any questions whatsoever. Mr. Stan, Irene. Hi, Irene. Hope you can review this latte more. I missed the beginning. Yeah, probably because I was too keen to start because I have to finish off by like 1:45. But you can always watch the repeat after this, okay? But what if you want me to tell you again, right? So the paste. So what I've done at the beginning, heat up the coconut milk, about 200 ml of coconut milk. So bring that to boil, and after that you simmer it down for about 3 to 4 minutes, yeah. And then while waiting for that, you prepare the paste. So the curry paste. The curry paste I showed to you, there was a shallot, banana shallot. There's a garlic, ginger, chili, red chili, just a fresh red chili. Cut that into like a roughly chopped them. And then I blend together with coriander, ground coriander, ground cumin, yeah, ketumbar, and then cumin, jintan putih, and also paprika powder, yeah, paprika just to give a color to this curry. And then put a teaspoon of fish sauce. And another optional ingredient is you can add like a sugar if you want to as well. So I just added about half teaspoon. Okay. So that's all you need to do. So put together, and then you cook together with the coconut milk. So now it's ready for our vegetable. Prawns I'm going to add into towards the end because I don't want to overcook the prawns. So we have the tomato and also frozen peas, which I'm just going to cook about a minute. So there's no oil whatsoever. Okay, so if you use the fresh coconut milk while it's simmering, and then if it's a good coconut milk, you'll get like coconut oil. Okay. Just put this there. So steam up now. Let's have a look. Let me just read the comments. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Bob. Yeah, I think I just missed the message from Hamima just now. In Terengganu, this method of cooking is gulai rebah bangun. Hari say meaning. Actually, that's true. Yeah. I just picked the name Hari curry because I thought this is something that you can do very quickly. Yeah. Unless you're cooking for like I don't know, 6 or 8 people. So let's have a look. Let me just click the camera. You can see it better now. Yeah. So just let the tomatoes kind of cook for a minute or two, just to get it to release the sourness. I'm just gonna turn down the heat a bit. Okay, so it looks like the vegetables kind of wilted, and I'm ready for my prawns. So the prawns is here. Yeah. So now we're just gonna cook about 2 to 3 minutes. Cook until the prawns is ready. And then it's ready, yeah. So just give it a bit of a taste whether you're happy with the seasoning. Okay. See, simple as that. Right, what I've done here, because like typical Malaysian, I like to eat, curry with rice. And I can always advise you to have it with noodles if you want to as well. Now, instead of like the normal white rice, I prefer the brown rice. You can see it here. Yeah. Now the brown rice, for some people, they probably don't like it. It's a bit, it's not as starchy like a jasmine rice or basmati rice. So with the brown rice, I boil this for 20 minutes, and then I drain. After that, I steam it for like 10 minutes. Yeah, so it's 10 minutes. So while steaming it, so just to give a bit of flavor to it, so just season with salt and also with a bit of garlic powder, yeah, just about a teaspoon, and also some dried herbs. For this one, I use a dried coriander. Yeah. So that's good enough actually to give a flavor to the brown rice. Normally it's quite plain, and some people don't like the texture of it, but I do like it because it's a bit al dente. Yeah. Let's have a look, see whether we have any more questions. So simple as that, actually. So we have, I missed the beginning. I can see lots of people have missed the beginning. Next time I have to wait like for 5 minutes or more, right? Or even more actually, to chat up with everyone. But it's okay, you can watch me serving this, yeah? To make it nice and pretty on the plate. So for the garnishing, it's all steam out now. I'm just gonna open the door a bit. So for the garnishing, I have coriander. Yeah. So very simple. What you can do is to bring out a nice color. You can always just chop some red chilies if you want to as well. I probably have one actually. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. Right. I'm just gonna show you after 2 to 3 minutes. You can see that. Yeah. So I'm gonna turn off the heat now. So the prawns are fully cooked. Now, just gonna have a bit of taste, see whether everything's okay. There's a nice heat after. Enough seasoning. I'm happy with the amount of saltiness to it. Yeah, just sweet as well. Well, sweetness from the sugar, half teaspoon, and so the sweetness from the tomato and from the prawns as well. Yeah, good. And like I told you about the coconut milk, I'm not quite happy with that, and you can see how it's kind of thickened up, which shouldn't be like that. Okay, so if you use a good quality coconut milk, you probably get even better kind of gravy, the sauce. Yeah, but this is a good enough. Right, let's plating up. So I'm not going to be very fancy with our plating up, just make it nice and simple, like how we would do it. So this is the rice. I actually like this brown rice because, and I've already checked for 100 grams of brown rice, so it gives you about 111 calories. So that's quite low actually. Yeah. And then for this one, for the dish, this is enough for 2 people. So I think Carrie did calculate it. I think it worked out about 300 something, yeah, calories. Just get this spoon. Just this bit here, so it can be better. And also with my curry, I always like to have the gravy very thick, like that. Because some Malaysians, they like it a bit runny, but for me, it's always have to be thick because you get more flavor from it. I think that's enough sauce for me. Okay. So we have a bit of a coriander, which I'm just gonna pick the leaf. I don't know what's that beeping sound. I do want to cover the prawns. Actually, I do have a bit of chili left. Well, I don't have the red one left, so I have the yellow and also green. So I'm just going to use the yellow one instead. So look. Make sure the prawns, you can see the prawns. Maybe one more prawn. There you go. Just give it a close up. And there you go, that's a prawn hari curry. Yeah, it's as simple as that. I'm just gonna read the comments and more comment. The rice looks nice and fluffy. Yep, so if actually I didn't show how to do the rice. So what you need to do, you need to boil for 20 minutes and then after that drain the water. And then you have to steam it for 10 minutes. So for that 10 minutes, I actually seasoned that with garlic powder. You can do it with any other seasoning if you want to. You can put a bit of paprika as well if you want to. And then with a bit of salt and also dried herbs. Yeah, so this one I used the dried coriander actually. Just 1 second. Right, there you go. So that is my prawn hari curry. I'm just gonna read the comment. Rose Richard say I'm drooling from Sydney, chef. That's a bit late for you. 11 o'clock now. 11:24. Yeah. So I'm gonna post this recipe for this. If you want to have with rice, so I would recommend the brown rice instead of the normal rice. This rice, like I said before, for 100 gram cooked rice, 100 gram is about 111 calories. I already checked that on internet, but I think Carrie's gonna prove that. Yeah, hopefully. So Also, yeah, so if you don't want to have with rice, you can have with the rice noodles if you want to as well. What I did weigh, I think the brown rice not cooked yet. So if you measure up 120 gram, that's enough for 2 people. Yeah. So again, you need to boil for 20 minutes and then steam for 10 minutes. Actually, I'm rather fast actually. Well, I just want to prove to you that this is a prawn hurry curry. Just reading all the comments. Looks delicious. I will try it. Okay, so rice looks rice and fluffy. Yep. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna forward the recipe. So I'm gonna post the recipe for this right away after this. I've already taken some photos earlier because I cook another batch. That's what I had for lunch actually. And then, so what you can do is you can always tell your friends, get them to come and join this close group. Yeah. So let's create a nice community for this group. Let's do it that way because I want to inspire people to eat healthily. So both me and Jackie and also Carrie, we're gonna share some knowledge. So Jackie and myself, we're gonna share some good recipes. Yeah. So we're gonna be back next week for a couple more cooking demos, and Carrie's gonna have the live virtual round table, so to talk about like health benefits and all that as well. Okay, but let's read some more comments if there's any. Is it spicy at all? Well, actually, I just put one red chili, and it's not actually that spicy. Well, just to prove it, because I don't really eat that spicy food anymore. I know I'm Malaysian. I'm so ashamed to admit that. The spiciness comes from the chilies that I cut at the top actually, so I'm gonna avoid that. I'm gonna put that aside. But it's kind of mild. What you can do is, if you don't want it spicy at all, you can skip the red chili, but just add more paprika. Yeah, so use the mild paprika. So I hope you're gonna try that. Sorry, I'm standing and eating this. It's very impolite. It's nice and creamy. Say hungry. Okay. So okay, I'm gonna stop eating because I'm gonna keep that for dinner later. If you have any more questions after this, you can always just post it because me, Jackie, and also Carrie, we always like to read all the comments and also questions. Just looking at any more comments. Yes, lots of comments. Thank you so much for that. Sorry, the kitchen looks a bit messy. And also, what you can do after this, you're welcome to share the recipe if you want to with all your friends, and obviously you can get them to come and join this close group. Yeah. What time is it now? Half an hour. That's a record. I'm just reading more comments. Let me just put the camera here. You can see my laptop here. So lots of comment on here. Finally, thanks for the invite. You're welcome, Sylvia. Okay, good. Right, so I hope you're happy with that. So it's going to be the same time again next week when Jackie is going to be cooking on Tuesday. And then Carrie's going to be back on Thursday next week. And then I'll be cooking again on Friday. So I'm going to release the schedule, and then we're going to decide what we're going to be cooking next. If you have any preference, yeah, so you can do that. You can ask us, but not something really difficult, okay? You obviously want something healthy. Hi, Jackie.
Hey, there's a couple of questions that, because I think you're reading off your computer, which doesn't show all the questions. Someone was asking how it would take, how different it tastes if you cook the curry paste the way you did, as opposed to frying it up first?
Hang on, let me just go see. You see, if you do that, well, I would say like the chilies, the taste of chilies is gonna be more kind of subtle, or subtle, you call it, yeah. So it's like when you cook rendang, you get like kind of like the longer you cook, the better it will be, yeah. So
Okay.
this one is more just about to provide the heat for the curry.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. And we have a bunch of people saying hello. So Sherilyn saying nice to see you live. And then Azara says thanks for the recipe. Richard and Trish say hello, chef. Marvin says hello.
Oh, Marvin as well.
Marvin.
Good to see Marvin.
Yeah, we had someone watching from Shirley from Melbourne say hello. Esther from Malaysia. Enkun from Wollongong in Australia. Shanti from The Hague. So we've had a pretty good mix of people. Adeline watching from Singapore.
Right.
So yeah, good crowd of people.
Big crowd of people, yeah.
Cool.
I'm glad everyone can join this time. Yeah, because I've been worried because I thought it's going to be late, especially for people in Australia. Yeah, so it's a bit late over there now. But again, you can always watch the repeat. Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. I've touched that yellow chilies. Now I've been touching. I can feel the heat around my mouth, my nose. That is quite spicy. That chili, the yellow one. Well, the tip for that, okay, just get the lime. I don't know, it's gone now. So just rub the lime juice. I mean, don't wash it with water. It's gonna make it even worse, actually. So just rub it with the lime. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna say goodbye to everyone now. Yeah. So thanks for watching. There's a lot of people like still say hello. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right.
Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post the recipe straight away after this. Yeah. So put together. So do watch out for it. I'm gonna do that in the next half an hour or so. So you can try this. Actually, instead of prawns, obviously prawns is a lot quicker. So you can always use chicken if you want to as well. But chicken obviously is gonna take slightly longer. So you probably have to cook for about like 10 minutes at least if you cut it into small pieces. That's a boneless chicken. Yeah. So you can do that. And also, actually, I want to introduce the Burmese curry that I've learned from Maureen. Yeah, so Richard and Trisha's mother, who lives in London. So that is something, another exciting curry that I want to introduce, actually. Have you decided yet what you're going to cook next week, Jackie?
No.
Okay. I'm not going to ask you yet. Okay, let's have the nice weekend first. What's that?
It's a surprise. That's my excuse.
That's a surprise then. We do surprise 1 and surprise 2 for the next week, yeah? So, okay. Should we say goodbye now? Yeah? So,
all right. Thanks.
Okay, so thanks everyone for watching. Okay, bye for now.
All right, guys. And don't forget to sign up at seafoodrev.com, all right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
See you guys. Have a great
Bye.